Before we get started, I just want to acknowledge and talk about what's going on at University of Virginia right now. Our thoughts here at Arizona football are with the families and friends and football community of Charlottesville, Virginia. Obviously, it's a terrible loss. And college football is a small, tight-knit group. And the fact that we lost 3 student athletes that are football players and what occurred there. And I don't know Lavelle Davis or Devin Chandler or Deshaun Perry, but I could just imagine what Coach Elliott's going through right now. And just our thoughts and prayers are with them at this time. Obviously, just a horrible, tragic situation. And I know there's another incident that's going on at University of Idaho that occurred of students on campus, which is extremely close to Washington State. So I can imagine there's some issues going up there, and the distractions and scary times and scary stuff. So our thoughts and prayers are with the University of Idaho student body as well. So very, very tough times right now. On a different note, to transition, we have had a good day and a half here in preparation for Washington State and closing out the game against UCLA. We've been able to catch up on a little bit of sleep. I think we got in at 5 o'clock in the morning, and coaches got in around 11 yesterday and got started on game planning, reviewing the film of UCLA, and started working a little bit ahead on Washington State. And then additionally, we started all day today. We'll have our players in starting at 3 o'clock today. And we will finish up the UCLA game and then begin all of our focus on the Cougs.
The immediacy of a win like that, what changes within this program in terms of how you believe you're received, or recruits that maybe weren't returning calls, or are they starting to return calls now? What's happened in the first 40 hours since then?
Really nothing different has happened for us. We've had great success recruiting. We've had no issues people returning our calls. We've had no problems with the people excited about our program. We play with a ton of young players. A lot of people in Southern California want to be a part of our program. That's been very evident since we've arrived, and it's just the first step in what we believe will be success here in the future. But our job right now is to fully focus on trying to beat Washington State, and our guys certainly enjoyed that victory that they had Saturday in Pasadena.
Do you have an update on Jordan Morgan?
Yeah, Jordan will not play the rest of the season. And other than that, we'll let Jordan disclose whatever injury specifics it is, but Jordan will be out for the rest of the year.
Have you thought or put any thought into what's the most satisfying thing about that for you?
About beating UCLA? For me? No, I think that really it's been about it is satisfying to watch our kids work as hard as they work and reap a benefit like that. And the fact that we beat a team that was an AP, I think, number 9 in the country in the AP poll and number 12 in the country in the college football playoff poll, who had only one loss, who hasn't scored less than 30 points all season. There's a lot of people that were questioning whether we could do that. We were a 20-point underdog. And as I've said, keep making us the underdog. That's great. No problem there. But our team's going to go out there and expect to win and do everything they possibly can to do it. I think our team's very prepared. They work very hard at it. And for them to see that if they trust the process of practice, if they trust the process of preparation, then they'll continue to win football games. And right now we're sitting here at 4-6, and really work very, very hard to try to get these next 2.
Back to the left tackle situation with Sam Lane, he'd start there, and then who would his backup be?
Yeah, Sam would be the starter. He would go in as starter, and then we have a few other options there at the number 2 spot. We've got Joe Bourgeon. We've got Jacob Reese. We could always move some guys around if we needed to. Big Jonah can move out there if we needed to do that. But right now, our plan would be for it to be Sam, and Sam did a great job.
Wendell Moe graded highly after the Utah game. He looked even better in this game. What was your assessment of the game?
Yeah, I think Wendell Moe's just going to keep getting better, more comfortable, feels what college football is like as a freshman, and wasn't here. So the fact that he was able to evolve and grow throughout the season and get better each week, my hope is that he gets better this week than last week, but thought Wendell had a really good game. And I thought our offensive line in general had a really good game. We ran the ball when we wanted to run the ball, and we ran the ball when they knew we were going to run the ball, which is always the biggest sign of having confidence up front. And when it came down to pass protection, there was a couple of things here or there that got us, but for the most part, Jaden had either a clean pocket or threw on the move.
Jacob Anu was one of the leading tacklers in that game. A year ago, he's playing high school football, and then a year later, he's in that circumstance in the Rose Bowl. What does that mean to a young guy like that transition and that elevation in the game?
Yeah, well, Jacob, along with a lot of those guys, right? I mean, that was one team with Jacob, Manu, T-Mac, Kian, and Noah. Three of them were starting in the game. T-Mac catching a winning touchdown. Jacob Manu had 10 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, or 3 tackles for loss, I believe. 2 quarterback pressures. Great hit on the quarterback. That's what we're playing with. That's what we are. That's what we love it. We embrace it. When we told you guys we were going to play with a lot of freshmen, we meant it. When we said we were going to build the program the way we wanted to build it, we meant it. And, you have guys like Jacob Kingaika and Tai Tai that both were playing at Mater Dei last year, and Tai Tai had a huge sack in the game. You had guys that were truly affecting the game, that were true freshmen. And clearly, Jacob Manu has taken on not just the role of affecting the game, but being a leader of the defense.
Obviously, you take one game at a time, but big picture, how do you look at the next 2 weeks and how things are going to shape up?
We got to win this game. That's really how I look at it. We have to do everything we possibly can to do everything in our powers to play the best game we can possibly play. And we know we're playing a very good team. I think I saw that they've been to 8 out of 9 bowl games in the last 9 years. I don't know how many years Mike Leach was there, then to Rolovich, but if you look at that tenure, and now to Coach Dickert, you look at the tenure, they've had a lot of years of success in a row, and they know how to win games, and it's going to be our sole focus to find a way to play our best game this week. We want to play better than we did last week.
Will it be a challenge to keep your guys grounded?
Well, they've not won 2 games in a row since 2019. September, I believe. So if that's the case, we need to find a way to get grounded quick and know that it's our job to, try to actually go back to back and see if you can win a couple games in a row. And our guys, they seem very grounded. They seem very ready to play. They seem focused on trying to get another one. And, just like we told them, winning 4 this year compared to 1 is better than, winning 2 or 3, I guess, but winning 5 would be better than winning 4. And winning 6 would be better than winning 5. So we have to find a way to keep on building this program up.
There's been mentions of illness and flu throughout college football lately. Players either missing or dealing with it. Are you guys going through any of that right now?
We have not, knock on wood, we have not had those issues at this point in time. And I'm hopeful that, we continue to get vaccinated for the flu. I know that's been a big one. We've pushed that pretty hard. And then also all of the COVID stuff, vaccinations that our guys can possibly take or get. Hopefully they continue to do that so we can stay healthy. We can prevent some illness. We can't prevent injuries, so we might as well try to prevent the illness.
We had a situation earlier this year where Hunter Echols faced his former team. Now Jaden is about to do that. I guess maybe the difference is one guy's got the ball in his hands all the time. What is your advice for Jaden? Just how do you help him kind of just rein in his emotions and not let that affect his play?
Yeah, I would love to just say that it's going to be just another game, for everybody. I would assume that it's going to have some form of an impact on Jaden, as a little different situation than Hunter. He was the starting quarterback there. He was the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year there, and now he's here. On the same token, it's Jaden's job to make sure it doesn't affect him and he doesn't play the game any differently, and that he goes out there and he executes in the manner that he executed last week. And I believe he will. I believe in, as you all know, I believe in Jaden Delore very much. I think he has a great skill set. And if he can just play within himself and not let the opponent affect him and treat him like they're nameless and faceless, in a lot of ways that will help him and all of us.
Chip Kelly said he's never, and he's been around for so long, but he's never faced a quarterback that was able to run around as much as Jaden did on Saturday night. I mean, is that, what do you think of what he said as far as that goes?
I think he practices against DTR every day. Thank you.